Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cop Tool. I'm Zach, and today with me is Jay. Jay, thanks for joining me today.
Yep.
So today we're talking about a new product from MAKITA, the XRS01, a new circular saw. You guys may have seen a new video that we released, a comparison between these three circular saws. Unfortunately, this guy wasn't available to test as well, but since it now is available, we wanted to bring it to your attention and talk about it today.
Yeah, I mean, this one was, had been out for years. So I thought it did pretty well when you guys did the comparison with, the FlexVolt's brand new. So, I thought it held its own, but wish we had this one. Now it's here. So I guess, we need to look at it. How does it compare to these three? And then, what's different about this one? Right off the bat, obviously you see blades on the left side, different configuration. It's really set up like a worm drive. So anybody who, is used to a worm drive and really likes that configuration, there's now a cordless option, which, there hasn't been in the past. So a lot of the things, this actually is not a worm drive though, it's just set up that way. They're calling it a rear handle. So the motor is just sticking straight out, but if you like that rear handle, it's better ergonomics, the spacing spread out. So, that's going to be better for anybody who, is used to that.
All right, let's dive in and let's talk about the power and runtime. How does this model compare to these other models here?
So in terms of power, they have seemed to mimic the power that we're used to in a worm drive. So it feels more powerful than the other three. Even the FlexVolt, which kind of we thought had edged out the others in power. This feels more powerful. It's hard to give you a torque number with a circular saw, but ripping through 2x4s, it really felt like, oh man, this is a worm drive. And then runtime, as far as the manufacturer's numbers go, they're saying 558 cuts in 2x4s. That is more than the manufacturer's numbers from any of the other three. So it seems like they have gotten as good or better runtime versus any of these. So that's often the case with the newest to the market. They figured out how to edge out the other guy, and so this, as far as we've seen, is going to be most powerful, best runtime of any of the 18 volts, 36 volts, 60 volts, however you're measuring it. So we've been pretty impressed.
Okay. So with more power, do you feel like it has easier control to these? Is it a little more difficult to control with the increased amount of power?
when you're getting it, when you spread out your grip, you're obviously getting more control. So it does take a little bit getting used to if you're not used to using a worm drive. Guys who use worm drives love them. They won't go back to anything else. It's just not going to happen. So, if you're not familiar with it, it doesn't take that long to get used to it. And once you do, you probably will love it. MAKITA is going to keep both around. Even though this is a brush model, they want to have, a left-hand, right-hand option. So whatever you're more comfortable with. Price point is, about the same, about $200 for either of these as a bare tool. And we were, it was impressive how, even though this is a brush model and it's a little bit older, it still seemed to do everything the other ones could do. And, maybe you'll get a few less cuts or something, but it was pretty good.
So for viewers, if we want to wrap up all this into a couple highlights, what would you say the big difference between this model and these here?
For the guys that like this configuration, there's really nothing to compare it to.
Okay.
But if you're just strictly looking for best power, best runtime, again, this would be probably the way to go.
Of course, that's only half the story. For the full story, visit us at coptool.com. Jay, thanks for joining me today.
Sure.
Folks, we'll see you next time.